Hello, my name is Bridget Herrmann, and I serve as the Executive Liaison for Washtenaw County and the Senior Director for Strategic Initiatives on behalf of United Way for Southeastern Michigan. For the 9 years prior to the merger, I served as the Vice President for Community Impact for United Way of Washtenaw County. I'm excited to deliver an update on the progress that we've made in the 2 years since the merger, which underscores the continued need for a collective approach to addressing our community's most pressing needs. As part of the merger, we committed to expanded resources and services for households in Washtenaw County that are asset limited, income constrained, and employed. We call them ALICE families, and they're folks who are living above the federal poverty level, who are working but still unable to meet the basic and most essential needs for their families and themselves. Here are just a few ways that the merger has helped ALICE families. In our first year post-merger, United Way increased grant investments by nearly $500,000 to $1.4 million. With this investment, nonprofits had more resources available to meet the emergent needs of ALICE families that they were serving in Washtenaw County. Washtenaw United Way delivered free tax preparation to people to maximize their refunds and credits at no cost to them. For nearly 8 years, we helped as many individuals as we could. As a direct result of the merger, however, we were able to enhance a partnership with the County Aid Society, meaning that we were able to expand our VITA service programming from 2 to 5 days a week this past tax season. We returned nearly $2 million in tax refunds and credits to Washtenaw County people, and that's a 26% increase over what we were able to do as an independent United Way. We had long sought to partner with the County Aid Society, but it was the merger with United Way for Southeastern Michigan that finally made that possible. I'm excited to report that we've expanded our partnership with the Great Lakes Water Authority and are now able to deliver water utility assistance to Washtenaw County people as well. While Washtenaw United Way held many powerful relationships with businesses and corporations in our county, those did not extend into Greater Detroit. Last year, United Way for Southeastern Michigan was contacted by Deloitte, who wanted to make an investment in STEM education for economically disadvantaged youth. Through conversations with the Washtenaw Intermediate School District, we were able to partner with the Deloitte Foundation, who made a $300,000 3-year investment in Ypsilanti and Lincoln community schools to bring STEM education to those students. And this would not have been possible if not for the merger. Now, when I moved to Washtenaw County 11 years ago, people told me this community has a strong sense of self. And at the time, I didn't fully understand what that meant. However, over the years, I've come to appreciate and know exactly what folks were talking about. In Washtenaw County, relationships are everything. We're not so large that the challenges we face feel insurmountable, and that closeness means that we can come together to tackle these issues head on. It also means that you're likely to bump into elected officials and community leaders in the grocery store and at local events, and it fosters a real sense of accountability. There's also deep pride in this place. People love living, working, playing, and worshiping here, and they work hard to protect what makes it special. So, it's no surprise to me or others that with the merger announcement in 2023, some folks had questions. When you care deeply about your community, you want to make sure that any change is truly in its best interest. For more than a century, United Way of Washtenaw County delivered meaningful solutions to some of our region's most pressing challenges. And it consistently punched above its weight. And that's due to the unwavering commitment of local businesses, passionate volunteers, and a deeply committed team. But when we zoom out and look at the data across Washtenaw, Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties, a clear truth emerges. Our challenges are regional, and so are our opportunities. Our futures are indelibly interconnected. To truly shift the odds for ALICE families, those who are asset limited, income constrained, and employed, we need a united regional approach, one that reflects the shared realities of Southeastern Michigan and harnesses the collective power of our communities. When I officially joined the United Way for Southeastern Michigan team in October of 2023, my first order of business was understanding how Washtenaw stacked up to Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. And after reviewing the data, the story that I was telling myself was flipped on its head. We face common challenges across our region, and here are just a few notable examples. The number of homeowners who are housing burdened, meaning that they spend 30% or more of their income on housing. It's comparable in Washtenaw at 19% to Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. The number of adults skipping routine checkups in the past year due to cost is higher in Washtenaw County at 23% than the other counties in our region. Mental health for our youth. As a region, on average, nearly 20% of young people seriously considered suicide over the last year. And post-COVID enrollment and chronic absenteeism in Washtenaw County is on par with Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. Housing, healthcare, and education are some of the primary building blocks for a good quality of life. And in these we are challenged, not just as a county, but as a region. A collective approach, one that can be delivered through a unified, united way, is what's needed to increase the odds that we can make progress on those barriers to opportunity for ALIS families. Now, I also want to lift up a few of the data points that may surprise you in the county we call home, which I consider a call to action. Washtenaw County has the largest racial gap in childhood poverty, especially for Black children, who are nearly 4 times as likely than white children to live in poverty. This is a wider disparity than Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. Post-COVID drops in school enrollment and increases in chronic absenteeism is worse here than in Oakland and Macomb, and even steeper than Wayne enrollment loss. And finally, among older adults, Washtenaw County unfortunately pairs the highest overall quality of life with some of the largest disparities by race and poverty among this age group. So what does this data tell me? As a Washtenaw County resident and legacy team member of United Way of Washtenaw County, it confirms what many of us already feel, that our challenges don't stop at county lines. Our futures are deeply connected. And if we want to truly change the odds for ALIS families striving for stability and prosperity, we need a collective approach. As we enter the second year of the merger, I hope you, like me, see the value in having a collaborative United Way serving our broader region. In my role as the executive liaison to Washtenaw County, I welcome your questions, and I'd love the chance to connect over a cup of coffee. And if you happen to see me out and about, please don't hesitate to say hello. Take good care, and let's continue to light the way for our neighbors in need.